Okay, welcome to my first video. As you've already seen by the title, this is about Pewdiepie, the anti-Semitic stuff, supposedly, and his being cut, dropped, etc. by Disney and YouTube basically cutting ties as being like a premium partner type thing, as well as his scare show that he had on YouTube Red. Now, a lot of people are attacking the Washington Post, strike that, Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal over this issue, because they're the ones who went to Disney and started this whole ball rolling. That's shooting the messenger. That's shooting the messenger, with all due respect. You're just shooting the messenger. What do I mean by that? Well, anybody who had gone to Disney specifically and brought this up, let me just, point you up here. Anyone who had gone to Disney with this specific thing right here that you see would have set Disney off to the point of, oh, no, we can't do this. No, we're done. Sorry, we can't have you on anymore. Why? I'll show you something. Something which I've not seen anyone who I follow on YouTube, Mundane Matt, Micah C., Dave Cullen, etc., talk about. This is the problem with Disney specifically. Over here, we have this guy, Doug Adler. He was fired from ESPN. Now you're saying, what does ESPN have to do with Disney? They own ESPN. They fired him for this remark. Guerrilla tactics. Guerrilla tactics. Not as in the animal, like, the whole Harambe thing. No! As in the guerrilla tactics. From Spanish. So, he got fired for saying Venus Williams uses guerrilla tactics, and that's why she's so successful. Immediately, the perpetually offended were set off like nitroglycerin bumped. Boom. And Disney's like, whoa! Sorry, Doug, you're fired. Disney does not want controversy. Ergo, Pewdiepie, because of what he all does, he's already had this happen once before. Anyone who follows Pewdiepie knows that there was a channel he was connected with, or a service, or whatever it was. I watched something some months ago now. I don't remember. I'm not looking it up right now. Where they said Pewdiepie was part of their lineup, or whatever it was. In the whole YouTube togetherness thing. To get people out there, etc. So the company looked up Pewdiepie and were like, whoa! Yeah, about this deal we were going to do, this multi-million-dollar deal? No, we're done. We're dropping out. So, this is the problem. If you're going to be, and this is the thing, if you're going to potentially cross lines that, like Middle America, I can guarantee you, most people in the Middle America, you make a death to all Jews joke, it's not just going to fall flat. You're probably going to find yourself chased by pitchforks and torches. So, yeah, that's the problem here. This is the problem. It's not the Wall Street Journal. It's not YouTube or Google, who owns YouTube. It's Disney. Everyone's going after the easy target. The Wall Street Journal screwed this up for him. No! First of all, he screwed it up for himself. And I don't want to insult anyone who likes Pewdiepie. I don't really watch him. Not my thing. But you cannot do something like he does. The stuff he does, you can't do that and think that Disney is going to stick with you when you do something that they're not going to want people going and saying, I'm not going to Disney World because of this. The House of Mouse will be protected at all costs. If that means we burn you at the proverbial stake, it shall be so. And so it was. The solution here is people need to stand up and say, hey, Disney, if you're going to cut and fire people because they make jokes that you don't like, we're not going to buy your movies. We're not going to buy your merchandise. We're not going to watch your stuff. But instead, everyone's upset at the Wall Street Journal because they, being a more conservative spectrum, will be watching out and looking for anyone making anti-Semitic comments and such. Look, I'm just going to close this out with very clear. If any of you guys watch this and take this to other people, it needs to be said. This problem, everyone needs to realize this problem is not with the messenger. The problem is with Disney. Disney. Disney is a big corporation, and the House of Mouse shall not be put at risk. And if you put it at risk, you will be fired, you will be burned at the stake, you will be thrown into a pit full of pitch and burned, you will be tossed to the lions, you will be crucified before the House of the Mouse to protect it. Doug Adler was fired because he used guerrilla tactics, and the perpetually offended showed up, got him fired, and Disney didn't want trouble. Pewdiepie, who is a line crosser. He's the guy who's always doing things, always trying to make, I guess, points at times. Does this thing right here. Few other things. If it wasn't Wall Street Journal, it was somebody else who had taken to Disney, and Disney was like, whoa, this is a problem. Sorry, we're cutting ties. That's all it would have taken. The fact that I'm surprised Disney didn't see that in the first place. They probably saw the opportunity because of Pewdiepie. Who was it who had Fred on? Was it Nickelodeon? And Fred, with all due respect, how the hell could anyone watch that? That's another thing altogether, I guess. Another time, another thing. Bit off topic, but that's the point. These companies are looking for cross-platform stars. Because Pewdiepie is big. But they don't want the controversy, especially the House of Mouse. I'm pretty much reiterating what I'm talking about at this point. So I'm just going to go and simplify this at this end point. A lot of people right now are shooting the messenger. Wall Street Journal, you're the problem. No, the problem is Disney. Disney. If it wasn't the Wall Street Journal, it could have been the USA Today, it could have been the New York Times, hell, it could have been the Huffington Post, it could have been anything. It could have been some no-name blog who decided, I'm going to be, oh heck, why don't I throw this one out? Since they put, Pepe the Frog, Southern Poverty Law Center could have gone to Disney about it. Oh, he's got this anti-Semitic stuff. See here? He's got these people on debt to Jews, paying people to do that. That's all it would have taken. You can't blame the messenger. The messenger is not the problem. The problem is Disney wants to protect its own interests. Disney will protect the House of Mouse no matter what. I'm reiterating this at this point, so I'm just going to close this with this simple point. You're shooting the messenger if you're going at the Wall Street Journal. You need to point your finger and say, Disney. You shouldn't have canceled it. You shouldn't have dropped him. If you really believe in it, you should go to Disney. You should tell him that since you dropped Pewdiepie, cutting ties, firing him, whatever, how you want to put it, I'm not consuming Disney material anymore. If you think this was wrong, If you think this was wrong, the firing of Doug Adler, and you think this is wrong, your problem isn't the messenger. Your problem is Disney. Disney is your problem. Thank you for seeing this video. Thank you for going through the entirety of it. Subscribe if you think this is interesting, and what I'm going to be doing will be interesting. This was actually not what I intended my first video to be, but it popped up this morning. And you know what? Since I heard about this story, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and then this came in, I realized these things are connected in so many different ways, and people don't know it. I gotta be honest, I'm one of those people, I see connections that other people don't see and hear, because I follow a lot of different news options. I'm going to be doing a lot of different things. Follow me if you think it's going to be worth it. I'm probably going to do another video later. Have a nice night, morning, whenever you're watching this. Good night. Have a nice night.